Okay, so sometimes when you are buying, either online or in the real world, you might have a really bad experience with a seller. Maybe they didn't, fulfill your order quite the way you wanted. Maybe the order went really badly, as in, you know, maybe you ordered from a food place and they gave you food poisoning or something like that. Uh, you know, and you've thought, okay, I've had a really bad time with this company. I want to leave them a nasty review on the internet. I'm going to say, please don't. And I'm not just saying this as a seller, I'm also saying this as a buyer. In my experience, well, it's not just my experience, it's a law. It's a law that once a review is on the internet for a company, that company can never take that review down. Legally, no one can take the review down. Not even the people, like if you go and put it on Yelp or something like that, even Yelp doesn't carry the authority to take down a bad review. Even if it's really unfair, even if it's really unreasonable, um, it's against the law to take a bad review down. It's also illegal to take down good reviews, but it's, yeah. So what that means, though, is that even if the company learns from your feedback, even if the takeaway shop goes, oh my gosh, I gave that person food poisoning, I better go get, all kinds of health training, I better, remodel my whole kitchen, I better, hire new staff, I better do everything I can to make my restaurant as safe as I possibly can. It, like, that bad review you left them will still be sitting on the internet. So when people are trying to learn about that business, they only see your bad review. They don't get to see how much work the restaurant might have put in to learning from your feedback. So actually, when you have a bad experience with a shop, with a business, the best thing you can do is actually message them directly and personally and tell them, hey, I've had this bad experience, and then only threaten to leave them a bad review if they are non-responsive, or if they are non-cooperative with you, or if they just don't seem to be taking your feedback seriously. Then you can start to say, okay, if you aren't going to listen to me, I'm going to have to take this to an ombudsman or leave your company a bad review. Can you please do something about this? Because what that means is that you are providing them to actually do something for you, to actually win back your favor. And that's actually a really good thing. As a seller, there are plenty of times when a customer has had a bad experience with me, and they've thankfully contacted me instead of just leaving me a bad review. And so I've been able to sit there and say, okay, what solution can we negotiate that will leave both of us happy? And obviously that's a much better thing, not just for me, but also for the buyer. Because not only do we both get to enjoy a better buyer-seller relationship in the future, where their needs are better met, but also they just get more from me, in the moment. And obviously as a seller, I want my customers to be happy, because happy customers, then, like, it's not just about providing a good customer experience. I mean, I love doing that. That's very important to me. But good customer experiences also mean that they'll go on and hopefully tell their friends, and, then they might leave good feedback for me, or, other things that will help my store along. So obviously, you know, it's just better for everyone if they contact me directly. And I would say the same thing about other businesses too. I mean, as a buyer, I have had bad experiences where I have tried repeatedly to contact a seller and they have been either completely ignoring me, or they just weren't taking my concerns seriously, and I ended up having to threaten them by saying that if they didn't cooperate, I would either report them to an ombudsman or I would leave them a bad review. And then they were more cooperative. But yeah, that's the thing. I gave those businesses an opportunity to learn from the mistake they'd made, rather rather than, permanently punishing them for something that they could actually learn from. And you might sort of feel like, well, why should I care about that? It's not my company. Well, the thing is, if you make it so that, if we have this overall culture on the internet where we just leave companies bad reviews, then that makes it actually harder if you're a buyer to find good businesses. Because it means that you know what I mean? Wherever you go, you can't tell whether they're good or bad or not, because the reviews can't really provide you with that information. All reviews that you will ever find on the internet are always statements about the past. They're always statements about what the company was doing at the time that that person was dealing with them. They're never statements about the future. And unfortunately, only the company themselves can make those statements. So, again, if you are someone who is trying to support small business, give smaller, sellers a chance to, compete against the big guys, the way to help them to do that is to avoid leaving them bad reviews if you do have a bad experience with them. And it's not just about their reputation either. It is also that a bad review, like I said, it's illegal for the company to take it down. It's illegal for the platform to take it down. Only you could ever take it down or modify it. And so unless you do take it down or modify it, it becomes this permanent black mark against that business that can bring them down in searches, that can cause the selling platform that they work through to permanently penalize them on that basis. There are times when people have left me bad reviews on my store, sometimes over things that I would have been very happy to, talk with the customer and resolve, but they were not responding to my messages. They were not, they didn't, like, I even offered them a full refund, at a certain point. And they still were unwilling to negotiate. They were still unwilling to talk with me about what could be done to make both parties happy. And as a consequence, my store has been, permanently damaged. My store permanently gets ranked down in Etsy searches, even though I would have been perfectly willing to, talk with the customer and work out some sort of way of making them happier with my store. And, you know, yes, looking back, there are times when I've left bad reviews on businesses without talking to them. I didn't have the guts to talk to them. I was afraid of how they'd react if I told them that I'd had a bad experience. Because already when I went there, I could tell the staff had a bad attitude towards the customers, and that made me very uncomfortable. So I did leave a bad review for them. And yeah, I regret it in retrospect because, like I said, we're living in COVID times. We're living in times where businesses are getting shut down left, right, and center. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. It is a bad time, and I left these reviews long before I ever knew COVID was going to come along. And yeah, I feel genuinely guilty about it because for all I know, I've killed those businesses or at least made their lives harder. And over what? Just because I had one bad experience, and for all I know, the waitress that treated me that rudely might have been fired since then. For all I know, that's the thing. You also end up punishing the entire business over what one person working for them might have done when they might have just been on a trial. They might, or that girl might have been PMSing for all I know. I don't know. She might have just been having a really bad day, and so you might have found me disordinately annoying. But my point is, it doesn't logically follow in my mind to permanently punish a business for something that is very fluid. In fact, it's not uncommon in business for a company to be completely bought out by a different person and all of the staff replaced. So even though there's completely different people working there now, completely different business structure, completely different practices, the business name, the business reputation is still permanently damaged over something that somebody might have done over 10 years ago, and so you know what I mean? It's just a bit silly, really, for something constantly dynamic and fluid and changing to be permanently punished over one mistake in the past. You know, I think, yes, as I said, the better thing is to try to contact the company themselves and only even consider leaving a bad review if they are not taking your concerns seriously. And if a company does give you good service, if a company treats you well, by all means, please try to leave them a fantastic review. Because, you know, the point of leaving reviews isn't just to punish bad businesses, it's also so that other buyers like yourself can actually find good businesses to buy from and actually make smart decisions about you know, how to spend their money, who to give their money to, basically, when they're making their purchases. Because obviously you want the good guys to get more money, and you want the bad guys to have to learn a lesson and become better. You don't want people to just end up living on the street because they made a mistake one time. Obviously. You know, that's just a question of ethics and basic decency, I think, at that point. So yeah, but yeah, speaking as somebody who used to just be a buyer and is now really dependent on selling online, I've learned a lot, you know, and I can recommend to you, if you are somebody who is trying to work out what you want to do with your life and you're not really sure, maybe give online selling a go. Maybe try to take your personal passion and turn it into a business and just see what happens, you know, test out the waters, because for all you know, your idea might be the next big thing. And you know, if it is your passion and you're willing to put the time into learning how to do things properly, it could work out really well for you. I mean, admittedly, I'm not doing that well. I'm at a point where I could use a lot of help and support in getting my business more efficient, more effective. But, you know, that's another thing. Like, when you start out doing business, there will be some people who will give you a tough time and they won't understand what you're about. But there will be other people who will champion you and who will believe in you and try to be the wind beneath your wings. And you know, if you don't even try, like, to go after your dreams, you'll never meet those people. You'll never meet those people who will believe in you. That's the really sad thing to miss out on. And yeah, I'm getting a little emotional because even though, you know, people who have left reviews for me probably just thought, oh, I'm just being nice, it's just a transaction, and you know, there's also people who I met who you know who really work in the actual kimono world, who really, you know, encouraged and supported me, and you know, those people all mean so much to me. They really, like I said, they were the wind beneath my wings. They helped me to keep going when, you know, I spent a number of years looking at my business ideas and thinking, Shona, this is stupid, just give up. Just give up on yourself. Just give up on your dreams. But yeah, after meeting these people, I can't give up. You know, I have to keep going, no matter what. Um, you know, even if my business dramatically changes structure and content, I still have to keep on going in some capacity, now knowing what I know now. And yeah, similarly for you, when if you go after your dreams, you might meet those people too who get what you are about and who actually understand why you're doing what you're doing and want to, you know, support you in that effort. And yeah, really, I hope that for everyone. I hope everybody can find that. But yeah, just yeah, I guess the essential point in this video is that you don't want to permanently punish a business for making a mistake. You do want to make it possible for other buyers to know that this business is at least trying to do the right thing by their customers. And so it's really vital to leave positive reviews, but if you have negative feedback, try to just private message the seller. Try to just contact them privately and have a chat, because you know, sometimes they will actually be really glad that you gave them the feedback, and they will actually reward you with like maybe some freebies or something like that, which is something that I've done sometimes, you know. You know, if a customer is unhappy and they contact me, I talk it out with them. I try to work out some kind of solution to make things better for them, you know, and I'm glad to do that because, yeah, some businesses just care about money, but some businesses really do care about adding something positive to the world. And you want to support those people. You want to help those people in their dreams. And because, yeah, if you have a dream, you want people to support you in that too, obviously. I mean, that's just obvious, I think. So, yeah, anyway, that's the end of the video. You take care of yourself. Have a good day. Yeah, bye!